When it comes to this F2L case, most of you are probably used to doing it like this. But I'm going to show you how you can do it a whole whopping one move faster. Let's look at it. So what really happened there, because it was kind of fast. Let me do it a little bit slower, and I'll count the moves for you. So that was 7 moves compared to the usual. Alright, now what makes this so special? Well, nothing really. It might not even be faster. The only thing is that it's one move more efficient, and sometimes we do like to do longer algs as long as they flow better in our hands, because then we can perform them faster. Now I'm not talking about time speed, I'm talking about efficiency speed. And that's what this algorithm does. So I'm going to show you how to do it in both cases, when the edge is here and when the edge is here. And I'm going to show you 4 different ways to do it. Basically 4 different algorithms, all which will be in the description, but I encourage you not to memorize these algs based off what's in the description, but to think of it more as building this edge and this pair together, because it'll help you get used to block building and be able to be more flexible in your solves. So let's get into it. So first thing that we need to do is we need to clear up space along this layer so that we can freely rotate without messing up this F2L pair. So first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to do an R prime in order to free up this space. So now I can completely rotate this layer and I won't mess anything up. Then I'm going to do an F2 in order to bring this up into the top layer, and I'm going to do a U prime to push it into this F2L slot, pushing this F2L pair out and into the back. Keep in mind we still have this entire layer to freely work with. Next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to do an F prime to move this edge without ruining anything up to here. And now all we have to do is undo the moves that we previously did. Take this F2L pair, move it back into its slot, pushing this back into this freed up layer, which will pair it with this edge, and we just do F2 to bring it back down, and R to undo our setup move, and there you go. That's how you solve the case. So now let's look at it in a little bit faster. Setup move, free layer, enter the slot, bring up the edge, undo everything, just like that. Now we can also do the exact same thing on the other side if we have this case. All we have to do is do the setup move on the L layer and do everything the other way, like that. Now sure, you could just learn this as an algorithm, but I want to encourage you to learn it through block building, because if we don't have an F2L pair here, even though this is paired and you probably would solve this, we're just going to act like, you know, there's nothing here, no pairs here. We can actually do it without the setup move, making it 2 moves faster, which is pretty nice. So if you think of it more as block building instead of an algorithm, it can allow you to be a little bit faster. Now, I don't necessarily think that people will start using this, mainly because it's probably not as good to flow with your hands, but if you want to learn it, that's great, because it is actually more efficient, and if you're someone who likes efficient solves, then this is probably a good algorithm for you to learn. And while looking on algdb.net, I noticed that there's only one algorithm that matches the move count, and it's an algorithm that has the same concept of this, but it's done with B moves in the back, kind of like this. I don't know if I can really, like that. And doing it in the back makes it even worse to flow in your hands, so probably just best off doing it with L's and R's instead. Yeah, so anyway, that's how it's done. Thanks for watching. If you do want to memorize this as an algorithm instead of block building, all of the algs will be in the description for different cases, with both edge cases and whether there's an F2L pair or not. But basically, 7 moves versus 8. Thanks for watching.